Happy Sunday. So this video is a little bit different. It's not just a solar install. It's going to be a little bit more personal too. You'll notice that Mike is not with me, and there's a reason for that. He's been working, I don't know, 9 to 13 hour days, back-to-back installs. He and Pete are exhausted, and I could not get him to sit down for this video. So y'all have to endure me for just a few minutes. If you're not familiar with our channel, we are the Dry Campers. We're Mike and Leanna, and Mike actually installs solar and lithium systems on RVs. We travel the country doing this. And basically, we film all of our installs, and it's for marketing purposes, just for people to be able to see what kind of work that we do on a video basis. And so, if you're new here, please think about subscribing and liking, and we appreciate everything. And if you're returning, thank you so much for your support. We really appreciate everyone's support. So when we embarked on this journey with a family, if you've missed the video, you should probably check out this link to see that we are now traveling with another family, Pete and Alicia, and Pete is actually helping Mike as his apprentice on the installs. And it has been wonderful. They've been able to produce so much more than they probably would have before. And so, but when, they have two little boys, a 5 and an 8-year-old. And when we embarked on this journey with this family, there were things that we had discussed, prior to Pete and Alicia joining the team. And one of those uncertainty things kind of surrounded around holidays. And, Alicia was really concerned, what's that going to look like for the boys? And when we tell you guys that we meet some amazing people on the road, we really do. We truly believe that God puts each and every person in our path for a reason. Each and every client. As we left Tennessee on our 2-day journey to Texas, we said a little see you later, not goodbye, to our solar stream or Airstream. And we did put that in storage. We put my car in storage. It's a covered storage unit. And we didn't have the heart to get rid of the Airstream because we do love the Airstream. It was very difficult for myself to work in, and on a daily basis, just not comfortable. And we couldn't really make modifications on the road just because Mike's so busy. So anyway, we got back into our Excel fifth wheel, and so we embarked on this journey to Texas. We thought we'd finally be escaping the cold, which we quickly found out later that that was not the case. So but we'll get into that later. Seeing lots of solar along the way. But the first night we stopped off at this amazing little COE park, and which I highly recommend, Corps of Engineer parks. They are the best. So it was actually near Little Rock, Arkansas. The sunset was just absolutely amazing, and that was what we needed to end our long journey day. The first stop in Texas, though, was an unforgettable one. When our client Debbie found out that we were now traveling with a family, we received, I've got cold chills. I have goosies telling you guys this story, because when we got this email, I was like teary-eyed, and I was like, oh my gosh, she's so amazing. This is, this is epic. This is why we do this. This is why we're on this journey. And I sent it to Alicia because she had to read this. And basically, when she found out that Pete and Alicia had boys, she said, hey, and the reason I say holidays is because we got to Texas on Easter weekend. And so what was that going to look like for the boys? That's what everybody was kind of concerned with. We weren't really sure. We got this email from Debbie saying, my neighbor's having an Easter egg hunt. Would love for the boys to come and to, be a part of that. She also raises miniature horses so that they're for therapy purposes. So she's going to talk a little bit about that, and, just whatever. She had made Easter baskets for the boys. Like, I was just like, oh my gosh, and this was just a couple of days before we actually got to Texas. I was just so blown away. So was Alicia. Not only were we blown away with the kindness of her heart, But man, they have a one heck of a property in Texas. And we're not even going to tell you where this location is because we don't want everybody to be buying land there, because we're thinking about buying some land there. No, but seriously, they live in this, I mean, it's just a beautiful, I mean, you wouldn't know that you're in Texas. It was absolutely gorgeous. You know, Easter comes, so not only did the boys get to enjoy the egg hunt, they got to meet and pet the miniature horses, and they got to go, like Debbie took them on a golf cart ride, and they got to play and do cornhole and playground and like all of that cool stuff. It was really, really cool. It was such a fun experience. So not only did we find the most gorgeous place in Texas, but I mean, it was literally right in their backyard, you know. Stay tuned to the end though, and so if you want to learn a little bit about the therapy horses, because it was really cool, and we really appreciate her just hospitality and kindness of showing us these therapy horses and letting everybody pet them and have that experience with them. And they really do, she said, they're all about for, you know, just people enjoy, you know, to smile, and that is exactly what they do. They make you smile. So Pete and Mike got started on the install, and you know, they like to cut up with each other. So not only are they good for each other, but they are also bad for each other. They also were trying new camera angles, and I have had a conversation with them as their video editor that they are no longer able to put a camera in a tree. Yes, you'll see what I'm saying in a little bit, but I apologize ahead of time. It is a little bit hard to watch, and I only use a little bit of the clip, so it's a little bit wavy. We'll just say that. So Linda and Debbie have a Grand Design 2930 RL, and on this, they are actually out west utilizing this 1320 watts of solar. There's 600 amp hours of Battleborn batteries. Their 3000 watt Victron Multiplus hybrid inverter. Their Victron 150/100 MPPT, so that we can get the max out of those. You'll see what I'm saying here in a minute. Their BMV 712 battery monitor to monitor the batteries, and their 2 MicroAir easy starts so that they can choose which AC unit that they would like to run on their system. So one of Mike's niches is that, if you don't already know, is that he likes to create space. He likes to utilize the unused cavities that the manufacturer kind of closes up. He tidies all of that up, and then he installs the entire system in those unused cavities. A lot of times making more space, specifically in fifth wheels. But that's one of his specialties, and he does a great job at doing that. And so you will see here, though, they gain this entire space, so they have a little bit extra. And you'll notice that the weight is always an issue, okay? We do talk to clients about that if we're concerned about weight issues, but they have plenty of cargo carrying capacity, as you can see here. To wrap this video up, and this is why I say I'm making it a little more personal, because they were such amazing people. Like, they're even actually coming to this campground that we're saying that now in a couple of days, and just to kind of hang out with us. Probably Alicia, myself, and the boys more so than the guys. But you know, this is why we do what we do. We absolutely just adore the people that we meet. We love meeting people. We love connecting with them. We, don't always have the time to connect with every single person or every single client in the way that we would like to, just because of the busy schedule. But they really welcomed us to Texas, and it was just so amazing. Debbie she's freaking phenomenal. She made Alicia and I little crocheted little bowls. Like, how cool. She's got the guys' numbers though. She got them a gift as well, and it was a first aid kit, just in case, because they like to use their electrical tape as their band-aid, which usually works actually pretty well. And then of course eye protection, as you can see in this picture, because they like just to wear their sunglasses when they're cutting things, and I am totally down with that, Debbie. I have already bought them safety glasses, and they just won't wear them. We wanted you guys to see a little bit behind the scenes as far as like how we connect with people, and how our days go. Sometimes it's not always like this, but this is why we do what we do. We want to travel the country. We want to see more, which is also why we hired Pete and Alicia to come along with us, so that we have that extra time to see the country, to see these grand things. So we just are so blessed, and we cannot wait for a little break, honestly. Once we get out of, not even out of Texas actually, but once we get finished up in Texas and head to Colorado, we'll have a little bit of time off, and then we'll be exploring this summer, and we can't wait to bring our adventures to you, and hope that you will enjoy those as much as our installs. And so we just thank you guys so much. Again, if you have not already subscribed and hit that like button, make sure you also click the dingy bell ringy thingy, as Mike likes to say, so that you can be notified of future videos. And we just so appreciate you guys, and thank you, Linda and Debbie, for this awesome experience, especially in us bringing on a new family, and everybody was in a new transition. We're still in a transition, so we really appreciate you making that transition so much easier for us. See you on the next video, guys.
Miniature horses have been in the United States since about the 1800s, about the mid-1800s. They were bred from full standard horses. So this is not a pony. This is a miniature horse that's been bred down from full-size horses. They were here in America for two primary reasons. One, to get the coal out of the ground. Who knows? They might have been in Thurber, Texas. You never know. So some good history there. Then also, the very aristocratic families thought they were awfully fun and cute to have around. So when they discovered that the miners had these cute little animals going down into the mines and pulling up that coal, they decided they might need one in their backyard. So that's how they became popular as pets. One of the reasons they make really great therapy horses, and she's not acting like a really good one right this minute because she's more interested in grazing, is that they don't have the temperament of the typical pony. Have you ever heard there's kind of a bad reputation around ponies being high-spirited, etc. Whereas these horses have much gentler as a whole. Every pony, every horse has its own individual personality. But as a rule, these horses are real gentle and really love people. They really love bonding with people. And some horses don't mind crowds at all. Some miniature horses don't mind crowds. And some miniature horses love to have a person. And those horses make really good, not just therapy animals, but service animals. Oh, she's shopping. She's shopping for some candy. She loves sugar. So anyway, they are turning these animals into long-term care animals for those who might have physical challenges, because they live to be 30 up to 40 years old. So if you're going to put energy into training a therapy dog, you might as well train a therapy horse if you're the person that has those kinds of needs, which is things like if you have mobility issues, maybe you need help around the house with opening doors and cabinets and that kind of thing, they can be trained to do all of that. But these horses aren't. My horses are just to bring smiles. That's all. Their only job is to bring a happy smile. So they have it pretty good. And eat. Yeah. So here's what we're going to do for the egg